Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I've been commenting about this for what seems like a few days straight now, where I just don't know what the hell I should title my YouTube videos to make them sound like they're not the same thing you keep seeing, because Ripple, every day now, it seems like there's a new spring initiative. They're investing in a new something. Take a look at this headline from A&B Crypto. Ripple Spring makes strategic investment in Sweden's Towo Labs. So, can I just every day have a video that's titled New Ripple Spring Investment or something to that effect? People are going to be like, why does the same video keep popping up here? No, it's just that Ripple's doing awesome things and they continue to invest in the XRP ecosystem and the crypto asset class at large. And certainly the investments in terms of that will help development around Interledger Protocol as well. So I'm going to cover that. I've got a couple shout-outs to XRP community members I'd like to provide in this video. And I've got a piece which really, I mean, this should make you smile and or laugh. You might LOL, or you might even raffle. ROFL. You might raffle to this. Check this out. Craig Wright, Satoshi Nakamoto plagiarized my Bitcoin paper. Oh, this is funny. This is a good one. So for those of you that don't know Craig Wright, he just insists that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, and he likes to sue people a whole bunch, and it's a whole thing. So we'll be diving into that. It's gonna be a good time here on the Moon Lambo channel. But before we get rocking and rolling, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please ever so delicately tap that like button. It really helps out the channel, and I'm very appreciative of you if you are willing to do that. And if you don't, you are dead to me. Nah, I'm just kidding. You're cool still. And consider subscribing to the Moon Lambo channel. We have a gosh darn good time here every day. So let's dig into this first piece. Ripple Spring makes strategic investment in Sweden's Towo Labs. And I'm assuming that's how you say it. With these, I tell you, with these names from anything like anything new tech related, they want to spell whatever their name is in such a way that no reasonable human would know how to enunciate it. Bravo, you got it. All right. Ripple's investment and partnerships arm Spring, and this is a perfect example, by the way. XPRING. People look at that, and I remember listening to other XRP YouTubers trying to figure out before they heard anyone say it. They're like, what is this Xpring? Like X Pringles? Like what's going on here? You know, people struggle with it. And I can totally relate now that I am talking about tech names that I've never heard enunciated on a daily basis. But anyway, here you go, Ripple Spring. And how the hell would you know that from looking at it? I mean, I love you, Ripple. Anyway, Ripple's investment and partnerships arm Spring has entered into a strategic partnership with Towo Labs, a Swedish startup that aims to simplify... Oh, got it here. Look at this. I didn't catch this when I read this earlier. Here's the first crypto media mess up here. This is the word to, but they are lexdiscic, and so they did it TO right there. It says a Swedish startup that aims at simplify crypto self-custody. Good times. Good job, crypto media. The investment from Spring will support various Towo Labs projects for the next 2 years, including the development of its hardware wallet firmware. The wallet will be offering support to all XRP Ledger, XRPL, transaction types, and serve as a non-custodial web interface to the XRP Ledger. Towo Labs will focus on building hardware wallet firmware with full XRP Ledger support for Ledger Nano S, and that's the one that I use by chance, just happened to. I've had good luck with it anyway. I feel like that's all the hardware wallets, that's the one that's been most heavily promoted. And I don't promote anything, but I'm just happening to mention it. I've been using the Ledger Nano S for almost 2 years now anyway. So Ledger Nano S, Ledger Nano X, and Trezor T, allowing them to securely sign any transaction type. The founder of Towo Labs, Marcus Alvila, wrote on his blog that the existing firmware only supported XRP payment transactions. However, the new firmware will allow support for cross-currency payments, Alvila said. And here's a quote. The new firmware, however, will support the signing of cross-currency payments, trust lines for IOUs and tokenized assets, escrows, orders, payment channels, account settings, and so forth. And then the piece continues. Additionally, Towo will also be developing a new version of the XRP Toolkit, a web interface for interacting with the XRP Ledger. The new version will be designed to be user-friendly landing page and user documentation support for 17 XRP ledger transaction types, and full hardware wallet support will also be provided. I'm telling you guys, you do not see what Ripple is doing to just catapult the entire crypto asset class into success. Like, you just don't see this from other organizations. It's frankly astounding. And it's part of it is that they're taking the only reasonable, rational approach. And it's just there's no ideology behind this. They're a business, and they have a business plan at which they are executing, and they are actually finding success. That's why, to me, I understand Ripple and Amazon are not the same thing, but I get it when people want to compare Ripple to Amazon, just given, when the internet in general was in nascent stages, and there were so many internet companies out there, and then the stock price of Amazon would move up and down with the rest of them, regardless of whether or not on a day-to-day basis they were actually finding success in terms of developing their business. It was completely irrelevant. But Amazon became one of the winners, and if there's going to be one winner in the blockchain industry, utilizing a cryptocurrency, if there's going to be one massive one, if I had to predict right now, how could you not reasonably say Ripple, with all the knowledge that's available today? Things can change over time, but based on all knowledge available today, how could it not be Ripple, and how could XRP not come along with that? Look at the ecosystem being built out here. Anyway, according to the blog, the toolkit will also be implemented as a progressive web application, PWA, with offline support for Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android, and iOS. And here's another quote. The coming updates to the XRP toolkit seek to achieve a trustless, non-custodial XRP ledger web interface where you can prepare and submit any transaction type from any device, signing using the wallet of your choice or one generated with the XRP toolkit. And then the piece wraps up stating, apart from other additions, the toolkit will integrate XRPL Labs signing platform Sum as a signing option. So I think it's the coolest stuff on the planet. Now I want to give two shout-outs real quick, because they're just a couple nice tweets that I appreciate, and I just wanted to give a quick hey, thank you on the channel here. So this is from Gary Odo, who tweeted out, who do you all recognize as influential / key roles the XP community within Twitter, YouTube, or other social media platforms? Who drives the XRP community? Name drop time. And then he named a number of them, and good old Moon Lambo was listed in this, and it just made me blush. So Gary, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I very much do appreciate it. It was really nice of you. And here's another nice one. This is from Mango Arrest 69. Shout out to you as well, good sir. I hope you're listening. Tag me, Moon Lambo, says, thanks for all of your great content. I like your humor and frank mannerism. Cheers. To the Moon Lambo with XRP community. Ripple that, of course. And I do like, it was a proper thing to do, that you capitalized when you wrote to the Moon Lambo in all caps. That's the way to do it, just to indicate that there is a lot of zest behind the enunciation of all those words together. To the Moon Lambo. Moon and Lambo coming soon, perhaps. Check out this tweet from John Mace. And I was tagged in this one also. I'm not an experienced trader, but there's one thing I've learned in the last year and a half, is that patience is key, research is paramount, and all I have to do now is hodl, basically do nothing. Now, I get the sentiment, and I like it, and it is true enough. Once you hold XRP, look, the way I look at it, none of this is financial advice, but the way I look at it is, as long as developers are building on top of the XRP ledger and the cryptocurrency on which they're building on top is finding adoption, there should be staying power. More people should get in over time as the asset class expands, and the price should appreciate rather substantially, since almost no humans have invested in this freaking asset class even as of 2019, even though it's been around for a decade. So still nascent days, right? So you don't have to do anything. True enough, and I've stated this before in terms of price action, I'm bulletproof, I'm emotionally secure, I don't care what happens to XRP, especially in terms of negative price action, not going to make me blink. I just bulletproof, impervious. I can get excited when it goes up. Okay, I will say that. That's fine. But I'm not going to FOMO and buy more just because of that, or do anything of the sort. But I keep the emotions in check as best possible there. The negative, I don't have negative emotions anymore. I'm cool with that. Even so, even though I think it's fair to say at this point we don't technically have to do anything, we're not building out the infrastructure necessarily, right? If you're just a typical holder, you really don't have to do anything. That said, I think for a lot of people that are holding any cryptocurrency, and let's just stick with XRP though, I get it that there's a lot of emotion involved because you put your money in. So when you say basically do nothing, true, yes. But it's also true that people, some people, and maybe it's because you put in too much, or maybe you just care a lot anyway, it's your own money, and so when the price doesn't do what you're hoping for it to do, it can be an emotional roller coaster ride. So from that respect, it's not as though you're not going through something to achieve what you might ultimately have in terms of gains. You have to endure that. A lot of people do anyway. And that's why for me, my whole approach is just invest responsibly, and I only put in what I'm willing to lose in case I'm actually wrong. Now, I am Mr. XRP Bull. I do not think for a moment I'm wrong. And that's why that's why I run this channel. It's exciting to me. It's really fun. I like to follow the news on a daily basis. I like to share what I learn. So I'm highly confident, but again, it's not financial advice, and I don't know how this is all going to shake out. I'm just highly confident that I'm onto something, and if you're listening to this, I suspect you feel the same. Check out this last piece here. Craig Wright, Satoshi Nakamoto plagiarized my Bitcoin paper. But Craig Wright, I thought you were Satoshi Nakamoto. What's going on here? Craig S. Wright, an Australian computer scientist who claims that he created billions of dollars worth of payment protocol Bitcoin, accused Satoshi Nakamoto of plagiarizing his paper. The Bitcoin SV founder stressed that he is the original author of Bitcoin's white paper during CC Forum in London. According to eyewitnesses, Tony Vase, a famous cryptocurrency trader who was also available at the event, Wright did not offer proof that could substantiate his claims. Instead, he said he would need to win a court case before the university allows him to release the so-called real Bitcoin white paper. And here's a tweet from Tone Vase. So CSW, so Craig Wright, fake Toshi, just admitted on stage that Satoshi plagiarized his paper from 2008 that the university is not releasing until he wins the court case. I'm sure someone has the video. And then the piece continues here. Can't make this stuff up, guys. According to Wright's earlier statements, Bitcoin's creation was the effort of a team, not an individual. He had claimed that he was an integral part of the group that conceived the cryptocurrency. Nevertheless, Wright, on many occasions, failed to provide cryptographic keys of messages signed digitally by the real Satoshi Nakamoto during the early days of Bitcoin. His failure to prove his involvement led many to believe that Wright was a scammer. In February 2018, the estate of Dave Kleiman, now deceased, also initiated a lawsuit against Wright for allegedly stealing, what's this number, commas, $5.1 million. Wait a minute, I'm not reading that right. Look at commas. Yeah, billion. Okay, sorry, I couldn't see it. 5.1 billion, and I actually have really good eyesight. Anyway, the judge for the case last month ordered Wright to hand all the Bitcoin to the brother of Dave Kleiman, Ira. If Wright had produced that Bitcoin, he would have proven his involvement in the Bitcoin project, but he did not, leading many to say he did not even have those tokens. The case also revealed that Wright forged Dave's signatures to steal the Bitcoin, a similar argument he is now making against Satoshi Nakamoto. And so check this out. Here's a subheading titled, "Community Laughs It Off." Wright's latest stunt drew canny reactions from the cryptocurrency community. Well, I bet it did. A Twitterati joked about Wright's earlier statements, saying that he claimed he is Satoshi Nakamoto, and now he is referring the same name as if it is a third person. So here's a quote. "So he plagiarized his own paper," wondered JJ. Come on, that's just funny. He plagiarized his own paper. All right, so let me go down here. Yeah, there's the tweet in question, the one that I just referenced there. Litecoin creator Charlie Lee, meanwhile, added, so the latest claim is that Satoshi is a fraud, LMAO. So there you go. I think that's the gist of it. I don't need to read the rest of it here. There's just a bunch of more tweets, but that's the gist of it. So I find this comical. There's no evidence whatsoever to indicate that Craig Wright has actually is Satoshi Nakamoto. It's ridiculous. He's just hijacking an identity, as far as I can tell, which is rather shameful. So there you go. That's what I think anyway. You can tell me if you feel differently below. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!